Hey guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Beast! Peekaboo. I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. Available summer 2025, the album, Dad. Shimmy, shimmy. Should we do the shimmies today? Is it too cold outside? I think it's too cold to do the shimmies. I don't know why. I just remembered this. But we were at Trader Joe's today. I'll tell you the story. Let's get through the intro or forget the intro and then I'll tell you guys the story. Shimmy to the left and we shimmy to the right. We shimmy to the... I just love the fact that Kristi... Hey, Kristi, how are you doing, girl? I just know Kristi's watching this video. Kristi, listen. It would make my day to know that Kristi is sitting in front of her kiln or her pottery wheel and she's spinning. And as Raw Beauty Kristi, or as we should probably call her from now on, Raw Pottery Kristi, as Raw Pottery Kristi is on her pottery wheel, she shimmies to the left and come on, if we all do it, Kristi, if you do it, everybody will do it, okay? Now, we're all on the pottery wheel. Come on, Kristi. You gotta do it, girl. Kristi. Come on, Kristi. All right, you ready? We're gonna shimmy to the left, shimmy to the front. We're gonna shimmy to the left, shimmy to the right, shimmy to the back, shimmy to the front. Okay, now you know it. Now you get on your potty wheel. Get on your pottery wheel. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And we shimmy to the left and we shimmy to the right. We shimmy to the back and we shimmy to the front. Peace. And I hope, Kristi, that you also have a rainbow flag, okay? To represent the LGBTQIA plus community, okay? You should have a rainbow flag. Anyway, rock on, gold-dust woman. Peace. There was my intro. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. It just makes me so happy to think that Kristi doesn't know even what I'm going to say in my video yet. I'm going to be nice to Kristi today. I'm going to be so nice. I was going to say not, but I really am going to be nice to Kristi today. I don't really have a whole... I know people are like, people are getting out of the video. They're like, he's not going to drag her for filth? I mean, not every video do I drag somebody. Did you watch my video yesterday? I know y'all weren't happy about that. Some of you weren't. Some gal, she commented on my video. She commented on my Instagram picture. And she also sent me a direct message. She wanted me to know. She felt like I was being... She was like, I want you to know you and everybody else is being manipulated by Michaela. She don't even follow me on Instagram. She sent me a direct message. She commented on my picture. My picture was me in Mexico in the elevator. And she commented on it. And she was like, I watched your video from Michaela. You were manipulated. Girl, I read all my comments. I saw your comment on my video. You didn't need to leave an Instagram and direct message me. I know you feel so strong. Some people listen. Listen, Linda, okay? You take this shit to heart. You really did, okay? A comment was great. I appreciate you watching my video and commenting on it. And things like, but that's enough. But that's enough, okay? Listen, Linda. So anyway, hi, how are you doing? Oh, the thing I forgot was I was out with my cousin today for Cousin Fun Day. No, I was. It was so much fun. We had so much fun. But we were at the Fresh Time, okay? And I ran into my neighbor across the street. Now, if you watch my vlog, everybody that watches my vlog, why would you not watch my vlog? My vlog is literally just me talking about HOA drama, memories from the past, what I did for the last 24 hours, what TV shows I watched, what books I read, you know, talking to my neighbors. It's basically like every other channel I do combined into one, okay? Or just every other channel that I do. But anyway, so I was talking about this. So my neighbor yesterday, okay, she was leaving to go to some women's function. She was standing out there with like 2 of her girlfriends, and then her friend drove up and picked them up, right? Well, she was out there and she was talking about Survivor. Now, I ain't caught up on Survivor yet because we were on vacation and I didn't watch it. I was reading a lot on vacation. And so she was out there and she was talking about Survivor to her friends, and she started talking about charity. And I was like, I mean, I literally put my fingers in my ears and everything because I didn't want to hear her. Well, then I saw her earlier today. She was out there. And I said, hey, how are you doing? She was like, it's so good to see you back. I was talking to my friend on the phone while I was talking to her. And so she was asking me about how the trip was and things like that. And then my cousin, when she picked me up, we were driving down the street. I saw my other neighbor. She was the one that was like, you know, keeping my packages for me and watching out for our house. So everybody watches out for everybody around here. But anyway, and so I got to see all my neighbors today. So anyway, but we were at Trader Joe's, and I ran into my neighbor, and because I gave her a hard time earlier, I said, "You're trying to ruin Survivor for me." She goes, "What are you talking about?" I said, "I heard you out there on the street with your girlfriends talking about Survivor yesterday," and I said, and I was like, "Oh, well, I didn't want to hear," but I said, "I'm caught up now. Okay, I'm caught up on Survivor. I know what happened." And she started laughing, right? That was earlier today. Well, we're at Trader Joe's, and I'm going down the aisle, okay, towards the candles where Caroline's standing and stuff like that. And she's in front of me, and I knew it was my neighbor, right? Because she goes to Trader Joe's all the time. So anyway, I come, and she's like looking at, she got the cart here, and she's like looking at something. So I went and I stood in front of the cart, so that when she turned around, she'd see me. I was just like leaning up against the cart like this, and she turned around, and she goes, "Oh, hey, how are you doing?" I said, thinking of ways that I could ruin Survivor for you. She got such a tickle out of it. She started laughing so hard right there with the Trader Joe's. She goes, "You try." She goes, "You try, but I'm going to watch it before you tonight because I watch it." She says, "You're taking naps when I watch." I was like, oh, she's now boogered me twice. Okay, my neighbor is now boogering me about my late night naps because everybody knows my sleep schedule in the neighborhood. But anyway, her husband one day, he said to me, he goes, "I know when you get up." And I said, "How do you know when I get up?" He goes, "Because you turn your front lights off." It's a nosy neighborhood around here. But anyway, so yeah, so that's what I was going to tell you. But there's something else I was going to tell you too. Oh, I was talking about books, because on vacation I mostly read and listened to audiobooks. Okay, I want to give you all a book recommendation. I'm going to do my review over it on my BookTube channel. But if there is one book that I could recommend right now, I know most of you have probably already read it because it's got 400,000 reviews. No, seriously, 400,000 reviews on Goodreads. The Wedding People. Oh my God. And if you're going to read it and you are an Audible and a physical copy book person, listen to the narration on Audible. It is fantastic. Oh my God, I loved it. It's not typically something I would read. And it's kind of a romance, kind of like a truism book, dark humor, sarcastic. So good. I loved it. It's called The Wedding People. So many people have recommended it to me, and I saw people at the pool reading it and stuff. I thought, well, I'm going to start reading it. So anyway, today we're going to talk about Raw Beauty Kristi. Hey, Kristi, she's still doing the shimmies. I know, she kind of catches things a little bit late, but she's still doing the shimmies and things like that. I can see her like fringe bangs are kind of like blowing in the wind, you know. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. But anyway, let's get to this video. So, I want to do a little update on Miss Raw Beauty Kristi today. Okay, hey, because so many of you have asked me for that. No, I do. I get DMs and people are like, could you do an update on Raw Beauty Kristi because I don't know what's going on with her? Which basically means what y'all want me to do is, I never know if this is the lip balm that somebody said I look like Brittany Cartwright. Now, if you don't know who Brittany Cartwright is, she was from what do you call it? Vanderpump Rules and now The Valley, and she was married to Jax Taylor. Now they're getting divorced. But somebody said I look like Brittany Cartwright's mom because she wore that lipstick that looked like powdered donuts. I think it's the other one. This is the number 5 by Treat Beauty. No, it's not number 5, but this is the Magic Mermaid. I love it so much. But anyway, and then the Chanel lip gloss right here that we're going to put on. But when people ask me, they're like, could you do, I mean, I've gotten quite a few DMs from people. They're like, can you please do an update on Raw Beauty Kristi? Basically, what you're telling me is that you are too effing lazy. People don't call me lazy. You are too lazy to go watch Raw Beauty Kristi videos for yourself, so you want me, hold on, I gotta let it bake a little bit. The fan's gotta be turned around so you can get it in all its gay glory. Anyway, Pride Month's coming up, so you know what that means. Lots of sponsored Pride videos for people that don't give a shit about LGBTQIA rights, right? We're gonna see all them sponsored videos. Oh my God, everybody loves the gays in the month of June. Everybody loves the gays in the month of June. You know, like, let me tell you something. Yesterday, I did this video about Michaela Nogueira. And I said on there, listen, I was very passionate about that video. I felt very strongly about that video, you know? And people are like, well, Michaela's using this and Michaela's using that. You know what? No, don't nobody ever care that the whole world uses the gays during the month of June to sell their shit. Nobody cares about that. Where are you people the rest of the year for the gays, okay? Y'all don't give a shit about this rainbow flag the rest of the year. But during June, you want us to sell all your shit, don't you? Anyway, don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like... Anyway, probably hear that at Pride Day. Anyway, so what was I saying? Okay, so people ask me all the time. I'm kind of joking about this, but people are like, oh, can you do an update on Raw Beauty Kristi? I'm like, yeah, let me get right on that. Let me me go watch 5 Raw Beauty Kristi videos in a row. So anyway, well, I hadn't watched a Raw Beauty Kristi video. I didn't even know she had posted a video. But actually, no. There's this one gal out here. I won't call her out by name because she's got a YouTube channel too. But whenever Raw Beauty Kristi posts a video, I live for this, okay? She literally gives me like a PowerPoint presentation on a DM and Instagram. Girl, you know who you are and I live for it, okay? She gives me like a PowerPoint presentation of everything Raw Beauty Kristi talks about in a video. People think I'm obsessed. My God. Okay. So anyway, I have recently gotten, but people are like, Kristi's posting like crazy again. I was like, she do? She did. Kristi's posted again. About what, girl? I was like, what? Because the last video I made, I talked about how she put up a video and then she deleted it. Well, I think she got it back up, okay? So I went over to her channel and I looked. Now, the last video that I think I covered over here was her religious journey. This is from a month ago. It's got 39,000 views on it. I guess it's okay with 1 million subscribers. I don't really think that that's that good. That's like 3%. Is that 3%? I don't know. I got my glasses on. I still can't do math, so we know that that was a lie. Anyway, I think it's 3%. About 4%. We'll just round up for her. It does kind of look like powdered donut, so sure shit, doesn't it? I don't think I mind it too much. It's kind of like a flashback to the 80s a little bit. Girls just wanna have, they just wanna. Oh my God, it's a different day with the fan and the lip gloss and all this. Let's just go right into Raw Beauty Kristi. Okay. So the last video that I covered over here was, I think, her religious journey, answering your most asked questions and things like that. Okay. Then she done posted this video, and I noticed that she took it down. Okay. And I started messaging people, well, mostly that gal that sends me the PowerPoint presentations. And I was like, did you notice that Robbie, you know what? I should actually even look in my DMs right now. Here, we'll just go in here because I know that, oh, Marvis. Big Marvis Teeves. I love him so much. Okay, let's go in here right now and I will look up and see. Let me put in her name right here because I got, oh, she pulls up right away. Okay, here she is. I want to see what I messaged her about. Oh, girl, she gave me a lot. Oh! Oh my God, I did not even read this whole PowerPoint she gave me. Oh my God, seriously, no, I'm not even lying. You guys, it's paragraphs. Okay, so I sent her a message and I said, did you by any chance, this was on March 5th, did you by any chance see Kristi's video she posted today? She deleted it and I don't know what it was. I saw it, but I didn't watch it. She said, no, I must have missed that. If you want to shout out, gal, let me know, and I will shout you out all day long, okay? Because you give me so much. But she's talking about all this kind of stuff, and then she showed a little picture of her dog, watching my videos. I said, love the picture. Anyway, she said, still no movement on Raw Beauty Kristi's channel. Wonder if she made, this is not me saying this, okay? Wonder if she made enough money for the month, and that was her intention, in which case she should arise again in the next 7 to 10 days, which is exactly what she did about 10 days later. And then she goes on and on and on. I told you, she says, now this is March, that was March 19th, March 25th. Hey, Peter, told you Raw Beauty Kristi is back. I have summarized the entire video for you. No idea why. Added my thoughts. And so she added her thoughts. So I go in there. I didn't read most of this. So I go in there. She gave me so many thoughts on so many videos. Okay. So I go in and I'm like, because a couple other people reached out to me and asked me to do an update on Raw Beauty Kristi. And I'm like, is she talking about anything? This is still bacon. I was like, it's shake and bacon, I'll help. Oh my God. Back in the day before I was a vegetarian, I loved the Baconator from Wendy's. Have you ever had it? Do you get Frosties? Do you dip your fries in the Frosties? You have to. She did. But anyway, so I was like, what's Raw Beauty Kristi? Everybody's asking me to do an update on Raw Beauty Kristi. I mean, do I just do funny videos about Raw Beauty Kristi or something? Why do people want me to talk about her on there? So anyway, so I go over and I look and I see that the last video that I covered was her religious journey. Then she done posted this video 2 weeks ago called, I get so Southern. We met these people when we were on vacation that were from Mississippi. And the husband said, he said, well, first of all, we're sitting there all talking about like different things and whatever, and they're telling us what they do and all this kind of stuff. She's an ICU nurse and her husband works for this big company and all this kind of stuff. We're talking to them. And then Alex is talking about what he does. And she's like, well, what does your husband do? And I hear him out of the corner. I'm talking to her husband. And he goes, he does YouTube videos. And she said, he does YouTube videos like about what? And she goes, and he said, well, he's a drama channel. She goes, he's a drama channel? And he goes, do you know what drama channels are? And she goes, yeah. And she goes, and he goes, he does mostly beauty influencer drama. She grabbed my arm. She goes, like about Michaela Nagara? See, people know her. People know her. So anyway, so I don't know what was I talking about? It don't matter. But anyway, so I looked on here, and she did this video 2 weeks ago called "These Last 3 Weeks Have Been Miserable," okay? And then in her thumbnail, now one of the things they tell you to do real good on your videos is that your thumbnail title should never match your real title. I don't do that. I can't come up with that many different titles, you know? Then people are like, you should hire people to do your thumbnails and stuff. Well, she ain't hiring nobody to do her thumbnails, I don't think, and maybe we both should. I think her thumbnails are pretty good, though, honestly. But her thumbnail says, health anxiety, this has to change, okay? So that was from 2 weeks ago. Now I'm going to get in these videos here in just a second, but just to put this in order. Then 13 days ago, which is about a day after, she did make some mugs with me, like coffee mugs, because she's into pottery now. Come with me to the pottery studio. Then the next video was 8 days ago. Let's chat and get ready. Making friends in the digital age. And her thumbnail says, why is this one thumbnail not showing up for me? Hold on a second. Let's go out and come back in. Let's see if it shows. No. Let's see if it shows her videos. Yeah, that one. Okay. So that make some mugs with me. It shows pottery studio, and she's standing there at the pottery wheel. Okay. And then let's chat and get ready. Making friends in the digital age. And it says, get ready with me. Expression of, I can't see. Realization. D something. And help. I don't know. I'm done with something. I'm done with social media, she says. State of the world. Okay. And then, come with me to chop off my hair and first kiln test fire. Garden with me. That was from 4 days ago. And then, garden with me. She had this hat in that video that reminded me so much. Did you ever see the movie Trip to Bountiful with Geraldine Page? And Geraldine Page is like 85 in it. She won an Academy Award for it. It's one of the most fantastic movies ever. Anyway, it's based on a Horton foot plate, and she wants to go back to visit Bountiful, Texas, where she grew up, and her friend Callie just died the week before she goes back there. So it's basically about her trek back to Bountiful, Texas, and her son and her daughter-in-law, Jessie Mae. They don't want her to go, and she goes back. She just wants to see her childhood home just one more time before she dies. Well, she wears this floppy old hat through the whole movie. Geraldine Page, I loved her so much. She passed away. She's a fantastic stage actress. Anyway. She played, why can't I think of her name now in the movie? Why can't I think of her name? Anyway, her friend's name was Callie. Why can't I think of her name, though, in the movie? But anyway, she wears this big old floppy hat through the whole thing. That's what reminded me of Robbie Kristi. I was like, did she see that movie? Because I love that movie. I might wear that hat just for that movie. But anyway, so I watched all these videos. I sure did. I watched them all because people want me to do an update on them. I don't really know what they wanted me to update them on. Here's the thing with Robbie Kristi, okay? I'm kind of at the point now where I don't really think she's ever going to come out and address anything. Okay, I just don't. And I get to this place often with people like Michaela Nogueira and Lashgate. She's never going to address it. Okay, she's just not. James Charles ain't never going to address the P stuff. Okay, he ain't never going to come out and address it again. These people don't ever address things unless they're forced to. And then even when they're forced to, they don't really address things at all. Okay? Robbie Kristi is not going to come out now and address the James Charles alignment, the parade where her son was in the anti-trans t-shirt and aligning herself to anti. She said a little bit here and a little bit there, and she talks about world issues in one of these videos and stuff like that. She ain't going to address it, okay? I think Robbie Kristi thinks so much time has gone by now. I have lost the people I'm going to lose. And so the people that are sticking on, they don't care if I address it or not because they're the people in my comments that are saying you don't need to address shit, right? Everybody else I done lost already. I don't think what she's thinking is if I actually did come out and address it and did a video called What Everybody Wants to Know, and I actually addressed it, then I might gain some people back and I might start getting some more views and it might help me a little bit. Which is why she did a video called My Dying Channel, okay? Listen, I have already figured it out. Robbie Kristi ain't going to come out and make that video. She's just not. So if you're going to watch Robbie Kristi, I wouldn't be holding on your dying breath that she's going to make one last video coming out and addressing this stuff. She's just not, okay? And I know that. I'm fully aware of that. And for me to continue to make videos every week talking about Robbie Kristi want to address this and Robbie Kristi want to address that, let me just make it real clear. I don't feel like in the last 2 months that I've covered Robbie Kristi that, I mean, she don't disclose appropriately, I will say that, like she usually does with sponsorships, but she got some links in some of her videos, and at the very bottom is where it discloses that it's an affiliate link, but that's very small in comparison to the bigger issues that I have with Robbie Kristi, okay? But in the last, I would say 6 months to even a year, Well, no, because that would have been 4th of July last year. So in the last 6 months, I haven't seen Kristi do anything that was really that problematic. I really haven't. And so I am not going to beat a dead horse by continuing to come out and make videos. Because first of all, it gets misinterpreted anyway. If I even put Robbie Kristi in a video title, people are going to say, I'm dragging her again. They won't even watch my video to see how kind-hearted and nice that I am being to Miss Kristi, okay? They won't even come out and give me the benefit of the doubt. They'll just be like, he's dragging her again. Her husband should sue him. Sue me for what, baby? I'm waiting for that lawsuit. Put it in my mailbox. Sue me for what? Sue me for saying the truth, okay? Or have an opinion about you? Okay, if you can sue somebody for whatever you want. If Robbie Kristi's husband was going to sue me, he'd have sued me a long time ago, okay? Just like if Joey Graceffa and Daniel Prater were going to sue me because people are like, they should sue you for saying you had a fake relationship. Put me in a court of law, okay? I got evidence. They don't. So what are they going to do? Let her husband sue me, okay? I'd love for Robbie Kristi to put me in a room and sue me because I got lots to say in that courtroom, trust, okay? And that lawsuit ain't going to go real well. And I have never said anything disparaging about Robbie Kristi ever in one of my videos, okay? I haven't called her half the names that people call me. Call me a POS and this and that and saying I've never said that. I've addressed the facts about Robbie Kristi. And in all honesty, I have been rather fair to Kristi. I have been really fair to Kristi, okay? Oh my God, my tripod fell right when I was getting into my philosophical sayings about Robbie Kristi. But here's the thing, right? Like, I'm just not going to every week get in a video, and I'm just not going, I mean, I think some people out there want me to be like, just rip her to shreds, just rip her to, I'm not going to do it. I'm just not. There's no reason for it. If she's not doing anything problematic, I'm not going to continue to make Robbie Kristi videos, okay? So I did go back and I watched her video because people wanted me to do an update. I don't know why people wanted me to do an update on her. There's nothing to update y'all on, okay? She's making some mugs. She's talking about her health anxiety. She's sharing things about herself. And to be really honest with you, when I watch these videos, and I'll go through each of them and give y'all an update on them, okay? But when I watch these videos, I like these videos. If Kristi wasn't and didn't have the problematic past that she had and refused to come out and address these things, if this were just Kristi from, let's say, 2 years ago, before I ever had the conversation on the phone with her about James Charles, and none of that existed, the issues that people have with her, about her talking about her health anxiety and the things about that, I don't mind her talking about it. Those are the kind of conversations that I actually like in videos. So let's get in and talk about her videos for a little bit, okay? I'm not going to get too much deep into her talking about the health anxiety. But when I watch her video, the last 3 weeks have been miserable, her health anxiety video, you know, it felt very much to me like when people say they watch my vlogs and they feel like they're having a conversation with a friend, I felt like I was having a conversation with a friend. I have friends of mine, and I know, this is the thing, whenever you share anything online, I talk about being sober, I talk about grief, I talk about OCD, I talk about weight loss, I talked about all those things, okay? When you talk about those things online, people have a personal response from whatever they've gone through, okay? If they have any mental health issues, if they have health anxiety, if they have weight issues, like I've talked about my weight issues, if they have OCD, if they're sober, if they got somebody else sober, if they know somebody sober, everybody has a personal response. Typically, our opinion about something is based on our personal response, right? A lot of people that have an issue with Kristi talking about her anxiety or her mental health stuff online, they take issue with it because it's triggering for them. And I understand that, all right? People have asked me, don't talk about this, about your personal life, because it's triggering for me. I don't know what to say. I'm going to share my personal experience. And in that light, I think Kristi should too. I actually felt like in watching her video, it was like a conversation I've had with many of my friends that Google shit online. Okay, we already know we shouldn't be doing that. We shouldn't be, and she didn't say that in her video. I'm just using that as an example, okay? But friends of mine that are going through stuff, or I've been going through stuff, and I'm Googling shit, I already know that. I've talked about that on my vlog. I know not to do that stuff, okay? I have a little bit of health anxiety, not on the level that she does, but I already know if I'm going through something, baby, do not get on the Google, because that is going to send you into a tailspin, all right? I've talked about health anxiety with my therapist. She talked about how she talked about it with her therapist. I felt like the video was relatable, all right? And I felt like she really opened up in the video. But I think this is where, and I said this in my video yesterday about Michaela, that when you already dislike somebody, and I think this is what the expectation is for me, that people think I don't like Kristi. I don't have any emotion attached to Kristi whatsoever. I don't hate her. I don't like her. I don't dislike her. And I'm not even really that indifferent to her. I don't know the woman, okay? I wish her the best. I really do. I think there's a part of... The thing about Kristi is that In the past, I have felt that some of her decision-making has been calculated, and I do believe that. From a business point of view, for her wanting to make money, I think her not addressing things is because she's trying to save certain parts of her audience, not piss certain parts of her audience off. I think that's why she doesn't address things. She disappointed me because of who I thought she was. But I have never thought that Kristi intentionally was being malicious, and I want to make that very, very clear. I don't think Kristi is that kind of human being. I really don't. I don't think that she's a human being that is calculated in a way that she is trying to be malicious. Do I think that she just doesn't think things through sometimes, and then she doesn't come out and address it later when she could, and it would be very easy? Yeah, that's my disappointment in her. None of us are born perfect and understand everything. There's a lot of things in the world that we don't know about. I don't know a lot about things. When people educate me, I learn as I go, and I try to do better. I believe that when you know better, you do better. But that doesn't mean that we know everything, right? But do I think that her point of view or her point of things that she's done are from a malicious point of view? No, I do not believe that about Kristi, okay? So when you're picking apart all these different things about Kristi, just as a human being out there, I think you have to be fair to her and realize that she's a human being. And when I was watching her health anxiety video, a lot of what she says in there, first of all, she explains her history of her health anxiety. She's explained it in previous videos about her mom's passing and things like that. You know, my mom passed and had an autoimmune disease. You think that doesn't scare the shit out of me? That when something's weird's going on with me? I don't even like to say that I'm sick in videos, because when I say it in a vlog, people are like, you're sick all the time. When I'm hardly ever sick, but when I am, I feel like it triggers that stuff that, like, my mom didn't know what was going on with her. Could it be the same thing? I so relate to Kristi sharing about that, you know? And so I felt like it was a really relatable video. But people want to say, oh, ever since the lockdown, Kristi's explained that she's felt that way long before the lockdown. I think it's important to sometimes listen to what people have to say about things, you know? I'm not here to pick everything apart about Kristi. You know, I said this in my video yesterday, and I'll say it again. You lose your objective point of view when you are no longer able to be fair to a human being, and everything you see is from a point of anger and hatred. Then what you have to say has no relevance whatsoever, because you are no longer looking at that person as a fallible human being that makes mistakes the way that you do. You are no longer willing to look at them. You're just looking at anything that you possibly can to tear them down. And I refuse to be that person. If she does something fucked up, I'm going to talk about it. Okay? But I don't think she has been doing anything lately that requires all of that. So I watched her health anxiety video, and at the end of it, she does a little bit of pottery stuff. I thought it was fine. I watched her next video, Make Some Mugs With Me, come with me to the pottery studio. And half of it is music, and she's doing it, and the last half is her showing this cup, which she's glazing. She shows it through, like, the next couple videos. The next video is Let's Chat and Get Ready, Making Friends in the Digital Age. So this is a Get Ready With Me that she does. Okay, it's interesting when you look at the views, because these last 3 weeks have been miserable, has 30,000 views on it, okay? And it's her talking about her health anxiety. So as much as people say they don't want to hear about that, people showed up to that video. That's a highly viewed video for her channel, okay? Her previous video, 16,000, 24,000. Okay, and then she did this video, but people are starting to die off. And I don't think it's, I'll be honest with you, when I look at her channel, I don't think that people are dying off. And I think she knows this because of her points of view. Because I think the people that are sticking around are people that have already, are like, she's not going to come out and address it. I'm going to keep on watching her. Or they don't care if she addresses it or not. Okay? Or they don't feel like she needs to. I think it's her posting schedule, which is really screwing her quite a bit. Because she takes 2 or 3 weeks off and doesn't post. And then she shows up and she posts like 4 days in a row. People don't know what to expect with her. When I have done that to my channels before, like I just went on vacation, it screws up. It's not even about the algorithm. When people want to talk about the algorithm, I don't think it's necessarily about the algorithm. I think it's people stop looking for you because they don't know when you're going to post again. I didn't know Kristi had posted until people started text or messaging me to do an update video on her, you know? Okay, where I got out of all this. So anyway, let's go into the Raw Beauty Kristi videos. Here it is. I gotta go back into this again. So then she does this video, and the Let's Get Ready With Me, making friends in the digital world is really not so much about making friends in the digital world. She talks about like going to the park with her son, and she'll see a mom, they'll kind of smile at each other, and then she'll start talking, and they'll ask her if she wants to go on a play date and things like that. And her husband has met people too, and she talks about that. In one of the videos, she talks about The people at the studio are nice. She talks a little bit about in this video too, but she hasn't really made any friends at the studio. She talks about her and her husband going to this like rock climbing thing, and the people there were real rude to her and her husband. I actually kind of liked it. I think other people will look, this is a moment where I think people will be like, oh, she's being a bitch in this moment. No, she's being a human being, and she's saying what we would all say to our friends. We walked in there and they judged us based on how we looked, but they were like, we can't climb rocks. I loved her for it. This is where I get disappointed, because I love Kristi for those moments, those honest and raw moments, you know? And so then she does come with me to chop off my hair and first kiln test. She shouts out her hairstylist in the comment section below, and she links the kiln. I couldn't really tell she got her hair cut. I couldn't. I'm sorry, Kristi. Shimmy, girl. Just do some shimmies, because I couldn't, okay? I couldn't. It looked to me very much like when you cut your own hair. So I don't know why you're paying to do something you could do at home, girl. I didn't get it. But hey, it's okay. It's a shag. It's a shag cut. It's a shag cut. I don't know what to say about it, okay? I don't know what to say about it. I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's nice. It's nice. It frames your face well, okay? I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's good. I think it's an easy hairdo. And then she kind of does, she's like, I'm like, I don't know what to say about it. Why am I getting so stuck with that? It looks like her hair like it's looked for the last 2 years. It don't look no different to me, girl. I don't know why am I getting so stuck on this part. Anyway, then she does this garden with me video, pulling weeds, garden at 9.5 thousand views in the last 24 hours. Her chop off her hair in her first kiln test, which is where she's like in the garage with this kiln. Looks like a water heater to me. I didn't know a kiln looked like a water heater. I thought it was a big oven kind of thing. But 17,000 views through all of it. She's talking about how she's going to get Shopify and set up a store and all this kind of stuff. And so she has this garden with me video. She got this sadly little hat on in there, like from Trip to Bountiful. But I kind of love, she's like out in the garden pulling weeds and she's just talking. And I'm like, baby, this is a video I could get behind. No, seriously. This is the kind of shit that I love. So this is the thing, right? Kristi didn't affect her career because she never came out and addressed those things. And I don't know. And in all honesty, you know, I'm not the expert of this stuff. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. If Kristi came out and addressed it, would it be enough for you that have unfollowed her to follow her back? I mean, at this point, people are saying, well, it's not just about that. It's about the fact that she blocked me, or she deleted my comments, or she wouldn't let me say what I had to say when I really was saying it nicely. So I don't think it's just about the fact that she said those things, or aligned herself with James Charles, or that her son was in the anti-trans t-shirt, or that she wouldn't address those things. I think it's how she treated her audience as well. You know, that she wouldn't let anybody, you know, come and say nothing to her. I think that's part of it as well. And then I think it's also a lot of how she was, you know, after, and she even says in her video, talking about one of her I think it's her Get Ready With Me. She's like, the first 8 minutes is going to be talking about my health anxiety. And she puts in there like a timestamp for 8:11. I think she went way over that timestamp, baby, because I was still listening to the health. But I don't mind that. I like that part of listening to her. Those are the videos of hers I really like. I think she did the Get Ready With Me because she thought that's a video. If people are coming over here for the makeup, because, you know, it's funny that people want to laugh at me and say that I come for Kristi all the time. But I got in a video and I said she should just do these videos where she don't have to edit them. Just do a Get Ready With Me where she's talking to her camera. It wouldn't take any time to edit them. Well, she came out and she did one of those videos. I think that video was very much to say, I'm going to show Peter Monn, I'm going to do this video and ain't nobody going to watch it. Well, it got her so many views that she kept on doing them. She did them, that's for a while. Get Ready With Me, unedited, 30,000 views. She's done a couple of them now, all right? Unedited, Get Ready With Me, that was the first one. Awkward, LOL, 43,000 views. That was a month ago. At 32, 21. I mean, the last video of hers that did well was My Channel Is Dying, I'm Letting It Happen, 113,000 views. Other than that, 34, 38. The best viewed video that she got on there was the one where I said, do an unedited Get Ready With Me. And whether she came up with that on her own or it was because she watched my video, which I think is very interesting, that I just happened to say it in a video and 2 days later she did that video, hey, I'll give it to her. She came up with it on her own, okay? I don't need no credit for that whatsoever. But I think she knows that her Get Readies With Me are the ones that do a little bit better. But I also think, baby, you don't never get in a video and tell people that your channel's dying. Because people that are already hanging on, they're like, well, if her channel's dying, I'm not going to stick around. And then she tells everybody, my channel's dying and I'm going to switch everything up. Because if you look before, 6 months ago, 3 months ago, 85,000 views, 53,000 views, 73,000 views, 47,000 views. She was getting okay views. Her views are in half of that now, right? Because she done switched to her pottery. Now her goal is to become an artist and do all pottery and open a Shopify store. Now, I've made a little bit of a joke about that in the past, okay? About that, you know, how's she gonna support herself with the sponsorships she's been doing. She can still get sponsorships on the videos she's doing, even if she's doing, I mean, let's just be for real. Even a 17,000 view or a 30,000 viewed video, even on 1 million subscribers, there's a lot of people out there. Baby, I ain't getting no 17 or 30,000 views on my videos. I wish I was. I mean, there are drama channels that are getting a lot more than she's getting on hers, you know, every single video. But I'm not getting those views. I love a 30,000 or 40,000 viewed video right now, you know? So she can still get sponsorships off of that. She's going to get highly paid sponsorships, but she can still get sponsorships off of that. But, you know, I look at these mugs on Etsy, right? And these mugs on Etsy range anywhere. These, like, homemade mugs on Etsy in the kiln, they range anywhere. And her mugs are beautiful. Her coffee mugs, I love her mugs. And she's going to go in and do all different kinds of stuff. They range anywhere from $30 to $60, okay? 30 is really cheap and fair for a homemade, you know, sealed in the kiln, whatever you call it. I don't know, pottery. But let's just say if she even sells, like, per video, she's got 1 million subscribers, she's getting 30,000 views a video. Even if she sells 17 to 30,000 views a video, let's say if she even sells 100 of those at $50, okay? So, I am not good at math. So she's making $5,000 off of mugs. Even if she sells 100 mugs a month, I don't think she should do a Shopify store. I think she should do an Etsy store, but people told me that Etsy takes a lot of money from them, so I don't know about that. But even on the minimum, all she has to do is sell 100 mugs a month, okay? Are you telling me she don't have enough fans out of 1 million that 100 people aren't going to buy a mug from her? That's $5,000. That's $60,000 a year that she can make off of just doing some mugs. I think that's pretty good income from a side hustle on mugs. She continues to do YouTube videos 3 to 4 times a week. Yeah, she could do her full-time as an artist and turn it into that. And I'll be honest with you, this is where I'm split. Like, I don't know. Like, for me, I just kind of accepted. I don't watch her videos unless I'm going to cover them. I'll just make that clear, okay? Because for me, I'm disappointed in Kristi. If she came out and addressed it, you know, I'm going to answer my own question. If she came out and addressed it, and I felt like she was being honest and authentic about it, and what she told me on the phone matched what she said about the James Charles stuff, and what she said about the school and the organization and the anti-trans stuff made sense to me, I probably would follow her again. I would be, it's a little bit too little too late, but I give people chances. I probably would follow her again. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. But I'm not going to watch every video of hers. I did this for the update, but after this, unless she comes out and does something problematic, I probably won't cover her for a while. There's no reason to. And I'm not going to continue to go watch these videos, but the reason it makes me sad is because I am somebody, okay, that would have watched these videos. I probably would have bought a mug from Kristi. I'm somebody that likes the gardening videos. I like hearing her talk about her health anxiety and sharing pieces of her life. Those are things I like about Kristi. But I am not going to put money in the pocket and continue to watch somebody that's beliefs do not align with mine on a personal level that affects my personal life. I'm not going to do that. So to cover it for a video is one thing, but to continue to watch every video she puts out, unless there's a reason for me to cover it, no, I'm not going to do that. So for me, if she did come out and address it, it would change things for me. I would cover it, and it would change things for me if she did it correctly and she did it and I thought it was authentic. I'm not going to say just because she addresses it, I'm going to follow her. It would have to be listening to what she said in the video. And I don't feel for me, it would be a little too late. It would feel that way, but I think it would make me rethink things. I don't ever think it's too late ever to come out and address something, you know? I've had people that did shit to me 20 years ago that came up to me and said, I need to own some shit with you. And likewise, I've been able to do that to other people, that it made a profound difference in how I looked at them. And even the fact that some time had gone by made me look at the situation differently and be like, you know what? I totally accept your amends. And I'm not talking about Kristi in this because it's not personal with Kristi, okay? I know people think it is for me, but it's not. But I'm talking about my personal life, where people will come up to me later and say, you know, I owe you an amends. I've shared this story. There's a man that I hadn't talked to in 4 years. Made an amends to the first meeting back that I went to. We're dear friends today. Dear friends. I needed to own some shit with him, and he needed to own some shit with me. The time in between, which is about 4 years, that needed to happen. That 4 years needed to happen for us to come back together and talk. So looking at it from an influencer point of view, I think if Kristi came out and she did address some of these things, I would respect her for finally addressing it. it would maybe make me rethink things a little bit. But I don't feel like she's doing anything any more problematic than, I mean, of recently, and there's no reason for me to continue to do updates on her. If she does something problematic, baby, you know that one gal, she gonna let me know. She gonna give me a PowerPoint. But anyway, let me know what you think about all that in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow.